All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless Me here, back again, talking real music in real time for a few real people out there, just like you right there, and just like me right here. This band here, folks, yep, it's my album of the week, I guess. Point Break is the name of the album. The band is called Hydra, and yeah, they do sound a bit like Toto. Toto had an album called Hydra. They also sound like Europe a little bit on one track, I would say. But all in all, really an underappreciated melodic rock masterpiece here, which, you probably won't hear on radio stations in the United States. The band, of course, is from Sweden. I talk about Swedish bands all the time because they're good. These guys are really good. So check out their album. It's called Point Break, Hydra. Maybe kind of a cheesy album cover. I don't know. I like it. I like cheese. I'm into cheese. It's what I like. Speaking of cheesy rock bands, the Scorpions have a brand new album out that everybody is ignoring, and to their detriment, to their shame, the Rock Believer, a song that came out, I believe, back in like January, of this year, 2022. Make You a Rock Believer. Klaus is still the singer. Klaus sounds pretty good. I think he's like 74 years old or something. He's good. He's plausible. He hasn't fallen apart vocally. And this is one of the few bands that still write these power chord riffs. I mean, I hear No One Like You a little bit in this song, but the Scorpions have imitated themselves their entire career. There are exceptions. They can slow things down like Winds of Change. By the way, a brilliant song that unfortunately, apparently now is being used to support Ukraine, right? Where do the Scorpions come from? What were they saying in Winds of Change? And then Ukraine, you've got this group of folks in Ukraine known as the Azov Battalion. Okay, I'm just going to leave it right there. I mean, opposite day, 180-degree-ism, whatever you want to call it. It's just crazy. But I still like the Scorpions, right? Their politics, who knows? Probably not. But it is pretty astonishing how radio stations in the United States can just ignore such a great song. They just reposted a fan video for the song Rock Believer, probably hoping to rekindle some interest in this. Look, these guys have sold, I don't know how many millions of albums. This is a worldwide band. These guys are loved all around the world, and they seem to be likable guys. The fact that they're still doing great music at this stage in their career is a testimony to just how talented they are. Now, I get complaints about Scorpions like, hey, the guy sings with a hardcore accent. We didn't care. Back in the early 80s, we didn't care. When those songs came on the radio, those things were just powerful, blistering, melodic rock masterpieces, and just a great band that understands melody and tempo, and they just know how to, they're kind of like what Kiss, I think, should have been in a way, especially in the 80s. I think they just took a direction that was just very accessible, but also really high quality songs for the most part. On a Scorpions album, you'll probably get like 6 or 7 really great songs, and you'll get, your filler songs, 3 or 4, but for the most part, you're going to have a ton of great music to listen to. This band is kind of moody at times. They get a little atmospheric, a little dramatic, but they still know how to just rock out, which unfortunately is a thing that a lot of bands don't do these days. And they don't do it in a way that's fun, like you crank the window down and, yeah, I'm going to blare this guitar riff right over this neighborhood. Like I'm driving through and I don't care, man. The windows are coming down and these people are going to share in the beauty, the majesty of Klaus and the Scorpions. The other Klaus I'm not too fond of, the guy who wants you will eat the bugs and you'll be happy, and you won't own anything. You know, that's just the other Klaus. But this Klaus, I think he's okay with you owning stuff, and I haven't heard him say anything about eating bugs. So anyway, Rock Believer, check it out if you haven't. I had somebody reach out to me a long time ago and ask me, what do you think of this new Scorpions? And I was like, it's really good. It's just kind of shocking that it's this good. And it's also shocking that nobody in the United States cares. Like, mainstream rock stations won't play a song like Rock Believer. It ruins their format. It ruins the darkness because you get some light. You get an upbeat, up-tempo, melodic song sung by a very familiar voice, and that just ruins everything. It could be ageism too. I don't know. That format, it needs to be overhauled. There needs to be a new group of radio stations that start popping up that play the rock radio music of the 80s, and then, I don't know, maybe not the 90s, maybe a few. I'll let a few of the 90s songs go in there, but then, you know, playing some of this amazing new stuff, right? Like this, like Hydra, right there. It's just a great album, people. And then, of course, Lone Rider, which I've been talking about a lot. But there's so much stuff that is just, you know, it's like a stream that goes down the river and it just goes by you and nobody knows about it. And this has been happening now for like at least a couple of decades, if not more. So there you have it. The Scorpions. Go listen to Rock Believer, new video out. And they have a new song out too. I think it's called Hammersmith. And you can check that out. I think that is apart from the music they put out on Rock Believer. Only available, I think, as a download or maybe on Spotify. So you can check that out as well. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell for notifications. Patreon for a measly $1 a month, people. You know, I lose some patrons. I gain some patrons. We're in a pretty good place, but we're still moving forward here. The economy, a little on the edge, so I know people are probably afraid to invest the dollar. I understand. Every dollar counts these days. Your electric bill goes up. Mine did by like $100 in 1 month, went up $100, which has never happened to our family or to me before. So I'm thinking to myself, wow, I should really cut back on doing some other things. So anyway, if you want to help the channel out, this is what I do. And I know I appreciate doing it. And there are people who are on Patreon who enjoy the content. So if you like the content, for $1 a month, I think it's not a lot, but I understand what's happening out there. All right, that's my video done. I'm all done talking about Klaus. You'll eat the bugs and you'll be happy.